It has now been 1 month since I've left the employee swimming pool, and freedom has felt a lot different than I expected. Let me share what it's actually been like. Welcome back to Beyond 40 and Just Getting Started, the place where we dive into the journey of growth and abundance after 40. Leaving my W-2, I expected that I would feel like I had ample time. I expected to feel like pursuing my own pursuits that I almost worried I'd have to find things to do to fill my time. Over the last month, that has not been the case though. Time is actually flying by much faster than I expected. And many days go by where I had mentally queued up a list of certain things to get done, and only a fraction of them actually made any progress. So time has actually moved much quicker than I expected. And I haven't felt any cluelessness or uncertainty about what I should be doing. I felt like I've actually had a pretty clear list of needle movers that I want to advance to ensure that I'm making progress towards my goals. Another fun experience with being free from the employee pool is the day after I quit, I took a look at my calendar and completely restructured it. I thought to myself, what day do I want? How do I want to experience my day? What time do I want to get up? What time do I want to go to bed? And what blocks of time do I want to schedule to ensure that I'm making progress? That was a very fun day to establish those blocks of time. For example, I put a set blocker on my calendar in the mornings to read for an hour. Historically, I've thought of myself as a reader, but frequently haven't read due to lack of time and obligations to my family and to my employer. But now that I own my own time, I decided I'm gonna calendar block that 1 hour a day. Frankly, it's been hard to stick with it for that 1 hour. As I mentioned, I've considered myself an avid reader for years and years and years. But when it comes down to it, I find that I frequently don't read the whole hour. My mind wanders, I lose focus. I think over the last month, I've maybe read 2 or 3 times for the entire hour. So obviously I have learned there a skill I need to improve, the ability to focus on one task for a longer duration of time. During this time, as I've been free from the employee swimming pool, it's also been intriguing to me how stable and consistent I've been able to maintain my calendar. I block certain times for my False Peak Summit Acreage. I block other times to be producing content for YouTube and to write my Substack posts. I block a certain time of my week to work on improving the business instead of just working in the business, and make sure that I'm keeping the vision and focusing on the horizon instead of being completely caught up in the day-to-day activities. But with that consistent calendar, there's also come the interesting challenges of just family life and family needs. It's been surprising to me just how much my wife has done for years and years and years to help our kids in terms of driving them to school events or helping with homework or just facilitating the different pursuits of our kids. As I've been home more and been able to see it and been able to participate myself in being that second driver when there were conflicting activities at the same time, it's been eye-opening to me how much my wife has done to keep the home front moving forward over the years I've been working. More than once I've had a day where I personally have felt frustrated because I had the intention to work on Summit Acreage or pursue some other activity in my list of to-dos, but that's been derailed because a child needed to stay home sick or some other such event. It's been humbling to me to realize that while yes, I've taken my time back from my employer, my love for my family still requires me to sacrifice some of my time for the good of us as a family unit. One of the things I've been really enjoying about being free from the employee swimming pool is my commute to work. I've mentally started considering my transition from my morning routine, at the end of which I eat breakfast at our dining room table. That time between walking up the stairs, going to brush my teeth, and then going into my office space, I viewed that walk as my commute. And more than once, I've joked in my own head how much I enjoy my commute nowadays. One of the big successes I feel like I've accomplished over the last month being outside of a W-2 was just making the transition to buying my own health insurance. For a long while, that seemed like a particularly difficult task to overcome. I've been lucky enough to work for jobs for many years that have subsidized health insurance plans. And so my past experience had been paying approximately $500 a month for health insurance. But I knew that when I needed to provide my own health insurance, the actual cost would be closer to $2,000 a month. that hurdle of just being mentally okay with accepting a $2,000 bill, which used to only cost me $500, was a big mental leap forward for me. So having paid my own health insurance bill now twice, that feels like a success to me. Recently, I've been trying to tackle how to overcome lumpy, large expenses. As I'm pursuing my false peaks, trying to grow Summit Acreage, trying to film escaping ordinary interviews, and pursuing the other initiatives that interest me, some of those come with fairly sizable price tags that don't necessarily line up in timing with the income I have coming in. So specifically over the last week, I've been really trying to do some mental gymnastics about how do I cover all the expenses I need to cover over the next 6 months, given the amount of money I have coming in. There have definitely been some trade-offs I've had to make as I've prioritized, deprioritized activities based upon what I could afford at the time. So from that perspective, financial independence has felt very different than I anticipated. Had I not been trying to grow further beyond where I'm at today, I wouldn't have such lumpy expenses, making the financial side of financial independence comparatively easy. But since I still have ambition, and since for me I'm just getting started, I am having to be creative about how I fund my different pursuits. On the social front, it's been really interesting when people have asked me about the changes in my life. From as simple as the neighbors asking me why I'm home so often now, when I used to be gone Monday through Friday to work. Or as family ask me questions about how it's going, being independent and pursuing my own dreams. It has left me in some awkward moments of not quite being sure what to respond with. So the social interactions over the last month have been slightly awkward, honestly. The final piece of the story I want to share about my experience over the last month of no longer being an employee, the way that work can really become your identity. It has been interesting to me over the last month. I'm choosing the activities that I want to be engaged in. But at the same time, I'm starting to realize in some aspect of my life, I'm still adopting these activities as my identity, which honestly concerns me because I don't want to feel the obligation to stick with them if they aren't serving me at some point in the future. I want to feel at liberty to call something a false peak and say, I tried, I succeeded, or I failed, whatever the outcome is, but I don't have to continue trying to surmount that mountain. If that mountain's no longer appealing to me, or that mountain isn't serving my through line purpose, as I've talked about before, I want to feel at liberty to completely change course and be my own individual. But over the last month, I've started noticing myself adopting some of the present activities I'm doing with Summit Acreage, Escaping Ordinary, Beyond 40, and Just Getting Started as becoming my identity. And I'm trying to remind myself, I'm making these choices here. I want to grow to become the person I'm interested in being and enjoying the abundance of the prosperity pool in whatever way appeals to me or calls to me at that time. I want to experience true confidence. I want to experience true time freedom and relationship freedom to engage with people who interest me and who challenge me and who elevate me to a level that I didn't previously think was possible. So there are a few thoughts about how this last month has gone for me, having been outside of the employee swimming pool. It has been a very interesting month. Overall, a fantastic month. I'm absolutely thrilled to be out of the employee swimming pool and actively in pursuit of my own prosperity pool. I hope that a few of these thoughts resonate with you and give you some determination to pursue your own success in whatever activity intrigues you. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time.